What's happening, y'all? Coach Holloway back with you again. So today I'm going to be doing my breakdown on UJ linebacker Jalon Walker. First thing I'm going to start with is where most people project him as a pass rusher. And this play here is just really about just desire and just effort. He'll start out with a crossover step and then go into a bull rush. And he briefly takes the tackle off his feet, but he's able to reset. But then he ends up turning the shoulders and ends up getting around, and he falls into the sack, but he still gets there. If anything, I got to give credit to the tackle here, which is Kevin Banks Jr., who also probably be drafted in the first round alongside Walker. I mean, he put up a good fight. He stayed in there, but it was just strength and power and effort. Now he is in a wide 9 alignment. They got a tight end to his side this time, and I just don't think they did a good job with this chip. And along with no chip, I don't like this setup here by Banks. Your blocking assignment is way out there, but you're still trying to help on this guard. I don't see the point. Because of that, Walker's able to use his speed and power to push in the pocket and set himself up perfectly for this sack here. Good wrap, good roll. That's what you want, tackling wise. Now here he is matched up against Blake Miller from Clemson, 78, another draft prospect who decided to go back into college. He actually had a better pass rush plan as far as his setup, his slide step and getting out there, but Jalon Walker does a good job of making a counter move, just ripping right under that initial bull rush and being able to get to the QB. Now here against Ole Miss, Walker gets a chance to affect the quarterback through a stunt. He is inside, and I have everybody's assignment right here for the stunt. And for him in particular, he's making an inside move to the A-gap. So he comes off and again gives a little crossover. He likes to do that a lot. Rips under, he's quicker than the guard, and he's able to get his hand up, affect the throwing arm, and get this interception by Dan Jackson here. I really like that despite him being a traditional linebacker, he tries to use some pass rushing moves and some footwork to be able to get himself to the QB. It shows that he's really aware of his role and trying to do whatever he can to affect QB. And this is an aspect of his game that I think is a little inconsistent, and you'll see why. Coming in at 6'1", 243, he's a traditional linebacker size, maybe a little shorter, but take that factor that in when going up against, these 300-pound O linemen, and that's where you got to make your evaluation. If he's in that off-ball position, you want to have big D linemen that can take on blocks that can give him freedom to move around. It's the same dynamic that Ray Lewis had in Baltimore with Tony Siragusa in front of him on the D-line, especially in a scheme with a forward down lineman base. And it works especially since, as you see in their scheme and on this play, they like to put them on the line of scrimmage a lot. So you're going to have to take on blocks yourself. To be fair, on this play, he got the guard already got his hands on him and trying to turn him in to the inside of the play so the running back can cut out, as he does perfectly here. So that's just one of the things scheme-wise you got to prepare for. Another thing is, I keep talking about D linemen staying on track, staying in your gap, like in the A gap right here. But I mean, he's getting turned out by a guard, so there's not much he can do. So it's just, scheming it up so that he can be able to hit that without any problems. At the same time, you got to still be able to get off the block, shed or whatever you got to do. And you'll see right here on this play where he gets took on by the left guard here, and he at least does a good job to get away from the blocker and to do something. Even if you can't shed, at least get away from the block so he don't get two hands on you. Now, I like this play against Clemson because he actually applies some of the stuff I'm talking about. So this is like a power read option, and Klubnik decides to keep it and go over to his left. And Walker, he's on the block. Doesn't get the arm extension, but he takes it on and is able to try to get off. And you see him being held right here, but he still is able to get in there on strength and effort alone to make the play. And for this one, he doesn't get off the block, but what I will say is that he did a better job of staying in his gap. So you see here the tackle got extension on him, but he's still in the A-gap where he's supposed to be. And then as the quarterback moves, he's able to still stay in front. So that pursuit now, that's better, but still got to improve on shedding blocks. Now the main thing you want to see from a linebacker, run support and tackling. Here's just an old school, just filling, just hitting his gap. And he takes on the block from this tight end the way you want to, still hit his gap, and blew him up in the backfield, which stopped the whole play, which I believe still counts as a tackle. So yet again, it's the same play but going the opposite direction, with the tight end on the other side rather. But you see he hits the line, takes on the block. So this is, again, him doing a good job taking on the blocks in these couple instances. So it's something that he does have. So this is an outside run, and I want you to see his pursuit. This is textbook how we teach it. With him being on the backside, you have to take an angle, a horizontal angle, to pursue the running back from behind. And he slow plays it, so he's slightly behind the back so he can keep contained. And you see him change direction here and get back into the play. And here's a power play to his right, our left, And I want you to see how he pursues this. Same thing, slow plays it, sticks his head in there for the stop. And like I was saying before, having that big body in front can occupy blocking lanes. So when they dub to him, the guard has a hard, or the tackle has a hard time getting to the next level to get Walker. So having them big bodies up in front of him is important. Last one I'll show is, again, like I talk about with ends, squeezing the line on any read options or any dive plays. If you're on the backside, you square up, look upfield, squeeze down, and then pursue the ball. And this is the one aspect of his game that I hadn't seen people talk about enough, but needs to be addressed. All right, so we got a cover three here, and I think it might be a dime package, I want to say. 6 true DBs, 2 backers, and 3 down linemen. It's a cover three with Walker over the 3 slot receiver at the bottom of the screen. Now, already for what I'm looking here with this quick throw, I'd like for Walker to get his eyes over there to that number 3 man and get there quick. Even though it's a zone, the way most people playing zone now, especially UGA, the match scheme would have you go on the man depending on what the coverage is. And in this case, since you got a cover 3, you don't have nobody to cover that part of the field, so you got to jump on it. So he don't do that, and then it's a big game right here. So having experience with that coverage and knowledge of where to go, I mean, that's something that, he can improve on. And I admit with my college film, I have little resources, so you only see a few actual targets on him that I'm able to show you, just FYI. So we got a cover 2 man right here, 2 high safeties, everybody else manning up. I believe Walker's supposed to be matched up with this tight end on the offensive left side. So as you can see, he was influenced by the play action on the jet sweep right there. So he steps up and he's already out of position and trying to get to the tight end here. But good job at least for catching up and staying close enough. So I know he's got ability to cover. It's just he need to get coached up. Overall, I think Walker's a good prospect with a lot of potential. Just he needs to go to the right team and right scheme, that's all.